Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Please forgive a brother. Oh, we clocked in. What's going on, party people? Now, if this is the first time here, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure having you guys here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer. And, and happy Friday too, man. Happy Friday, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Do you have fun? Do whatever. Live your life, man. Live your life. And and I'm here to help you to live a better life, even to be more a better version of yourself. So, and just so you know too, and let me start off by saying this: spirituality doesn't take away from your life, man. It adds more value to you. Okay, God does not, you know what I'm saying? It's not that rigid to a point where, you know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga, it adds values to your life. You're not just wasting your life, you're living your life. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, happy Friday. And you see the title, we're gonna get right into it. Check out my other channel recordings. I normally tells you a lot more in regards to my introduction, what I do, how blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Today we're gonna keep it short, baby. We're gonna ride in. Okay, we're keeping it raw today, man. So I just wanted to address personally, because I felt like I've always talked about it, in passing pretty much, but not really, in details. And I'm not sure how detailed I'm gonna get over here because I'm gonna definitely gonna keep it short, but it's gonna be detailed enough, to get some of my points across, right? So, religion, right? What is it? Or at least what's my definition of what religion is, right? So to me, and of course I'm gonna have to say to me, not necessarily to have to say to me, but if we're looking at the actual definition, in fact, I was just, being humble. I was trying to act like, just me, you know what I'm saying? But if we're going by the actual definition, a religious person is a man of God. But now we need to address what are we talking about by being a religious man? Because what we have today, so when we're talking about religion, pretty much this is what we're talking about. We're talking about dogmas. We're talking about, a set of beliefs. And in so many ways, some of the things that is required of you. So therefore, if I'm telling you, let's just say if I were to tell you I'm Buddhist, then I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. And then if you're Christian, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. Then now other people will say, okay, this is my religion, my set of beliefs, of course, and it comes with a set of actions, and then vice versa. Can you kind of see what I'm saying here? And that's how we've been looking at religion, and that's what we call religious too, like to be religious. So therefore it becomes the person that belongs to, let's just say, a denomination, has certain beliefs and acting according to them, right? So now allow me to open up your world a little bit more, right? So this is where I come in. If you're asking what is it that I do, now this is where I get to work now. Yeah, I just slide in like, oh, slow it down, baby. Okay? So if we're talking about being a man of God, like God has nothing to do with your precept or limited beliefs or what you choose to do. It doesn't. In fact, many religion, I mean, it's beautiful to see because what you're truly seeing, and unfortunately, even the people who are part of certain religion, they're not able to see that. And this is what I'm about to tell you, right? So technically, being a man of God, it's technically anybody, right, including myself, yourself, who's seeking for something greater. We know there's a higher destination for our lives. In other words, being a man of God, you go beyond what you see, and you adhere to those divine principles, not necessarily a religion principle, because you have to understand, right? And even what I'm talking about here in terms of your expression towards God and how godly you may be, it requires you. So therefore, everybody or anybody, depending on where you are, it's gonna be similar to culture. Like what a culture is a set of beliefs, a set of ways of looking at life. You have to understand that, right? That's what you when you say I'm American or you being American, that's what it is. It's not just that the territory that you were born in, but there is cultures, there's traditions, there's certain things, or ultimately, what you're looking at is a way of looking at life. This is why you would say American do this, they do that, French people do this, they do that, niggas do this, do that. And that comes with a way of looking at things too. So therefore, expressing that feeling or that connection with you and the divine, something that is greater than us, it's a natural thing. This is why a lot of us, to a certain extent, whether you know it or not, you believe in God. Or you may not believe in God, but you know there's something greater. Let's just put it that way. So therefore, what I'm saying is there are many different ways of expressing that. Now, the different ways of expressing that, this is where now religion comes in. And then, of course, you have the limited understanding now that comes in now to tell you my God is better than your God. But ultimately, if you know anything, anybody's God, you have God in your life to make you better or to create a better version of you. And if God's not doing it for you, hey, you might go join the devil, whatever the fuck. Do you get the point? Do you see what I'm saying? But a lot of us don't really get to understand that because this is where it would require a little bit of self awareness, though, for you to understand, okay, even when you're a part of a religion, the religion, you are the religion is you, like that set of beliefs. That's why in spirituality, which is everything is spiritual any fucking way, we tell you you act like you're God, regardless of what religion you're in. If I believe in Papa Lake Bar or whatever the fuck, then I'm gonna act like it. It's gonna show in my behavior. It's gonna show in everything I do, nigga. hmm But ultimately, a religious person is a man of divine principles or a divine essence, and which we all are. But I guess the step further comes in when you acknowledge that in you. Then the Indian says it this way, which I really love. Then you become devoted. And here's something else too. When you go beyond, the belief or of just when you understand that religion is a different expression of our divinity. When you truly understand that, bro, like you see God everywhere. This is where now you're gonna see your God everywhere. And like I always tell people too, man, a man of God is a man of God, man. If you listen to Jesus' teaching, and if you're a Buddhist, why in the fuck? Or if you do voodoo though. Okay, let's just say voodoo. Why in the fuck would you have a problem with a man who's teaching love? Which ultimately you need in your life too. And that can make you better and your community better. I don't have to follow this specific man for me to benefit from his wisdom. Do you see what I'm saying? This is why, like I always tell people too, man, the truth doesn't, it add more values to you. The truth is the truth, man. If I'm into voodoo, I'm telling you some real shit. It is gonna be just that. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the truth, man. And that's the ultimate truth. And this is where now spirituality embodies that. This is why it's not concerned with your belief system, this God, that God. When you think that way, I could see, which is good. There's nothing wrong here. This is where you at with it. Fine. I mean, it's been fine. It's just that this is for the ones who's ready to hear something more, who felt like, because I've been in that journey, so I know how it works. When you start looking for yourself, a lot of us who stop looking for ourselves, then you just get stuck in fucking religion. That's how it works. And the ones that kept going, the more, and then, and that's the way it goes. The more you believe in something outside of you, a book, the less you're going to believe in yourself. And as you're going through your journey, the more you're going to start to believe in yourself. It's not like you're going to, I mean, first of all, then now you're going to understand the use of the book truly. Then you'll understand the book is there for you. Now, this is a whole different level of understanding. Then you understand, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Then at this point, it's not for any of us to go against the Bible. And this is what happens too. Let me just address this real quick because I know I went through it myself. You know, as I was going through my journey, of course, started in Christianity, right? I mean, that's what I'm surrounded by. Right? And also, of course, you have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, nigga, you know. Let's stop playing. But anyway, but the urge in me, to learn more, to know more, the curiosity, you know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't stop. And because I wouldn't stop, but anyway, this is where I'm going with this though. This is what I wanted to say, right? Yo, check this out, right? Oh man, you wild. I don't. You know what? I'll skip it for now. So there are many different ways for you there. I mean, you don't think there's divinity nah, I'm not in voodoo, Nick? Do you see what I'm saying? There is a spirituality in it, guys. It's not just ritual, man. You know that? It's not just, you know what I'm saying? Like when you tell niggas voodoo, man, they automatically look at like headless, like cut off head, like chicken with no head and shit. But I get it. That's what you've been exposed to. That's what you know. But every single religion, there is a sacred text or information aspect of it, right? With the Gnostics, even like with if you want to talk about the Buddhist, even with Krishna, you could see the similarity in these things with voodoo, man. The soul, multiple gods. I mean, those are all reasons. There are so many things. And even when we talk about voodoo in our shit, we're talking about, when we talk about the law, I mean, well, I was going to say law, which is law. That's all it is, dog. You know what I'm saying? And then with the laws, you know what I'm saying? Then you're dealing with spirit, bro. Then you may call it angels. You call it whatever you like. But essentially, it's just different expression. Now, shit. Like, man, listen, man. Especially any type of African spirituality is deep. First of all spirituality is African spirituality to begin with. But anyway, that's not the point that I'm trying to make here. But then again, the lack of the lack of, I guess, knowledge, man, is just lack of knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? All of these things, man, are different ways of expressing. what is natural in you, the faith in God, your sense of development, sense of belief. Like it's all in us. Whichever outlook you choose to use, you know what I'm saying? Some would call it Muhammad, you could call it Jesus. Do you see what I'm saying? Or if you want to take it back to fucking Egypt, call it Horus, Thoth, all these niggas. My niggas too, by the way. Oh, dude, what's up, nigga? Another nigga of mine. You feel me? Hmm. You gotta respect the gods, man. Oh, man. Respect the gods. Hmm. Hmm. He was one of the first ones I know for me, as I was going through that little thing, that stood out to me. And, like everything else, just to find out it was you. That's a whole other conversation. But anyway, we're not gonna keep this too long. All I wanted to let you guys know, man, not to be confined into, you know, or not necessarily to be confined, but oh, okay. Let me go back to finish up that one point that I was making in terms of where I started, and then you get disappointed, and this is what happens, as you're learning, and then you come to realize, wait a minute, you mean to tell me like Jesus, is not an actual person? And then when you look at it, you realize it all makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I was already convinced. I was already tapped into it. I didn't have to go too far down, in terms of the research. But guess what? This is why we are all serving each other. You have other people who actually does that. There's a white boy right now. This motherfucker sharp. Like sharp motherfucker, man. What the fuck is this nigga name, man? I don't know, man. But I signed up with that nigga. Like he's giving you all some of the shit I remember as I was going through. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to, what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, and like, oh, he's so on point. Hey, the truth is the truth, man. Not just him. Then you have there's another black nigga too, man. I'm bad with names, guys. I'm very bad with names. Uh, Tony Carson? Whatever the fuck, so he talks about, the Emerald Tablet and all that shit. These niggas could give you the historical facts. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I'm not worried about that. Okay? But this is where we are all doing the work, and it all come together. Like I didn't have to do all of that because I was already tapping in, and I did a little. I did enough to be like, oh, I don't need to go that far. But blessed are the ones who actually went that far and who's bringing that information forward to you guys, trying to tell you, okay, there were other books, there was missing books, they put it all together. Shit, it's nigga shit, man. But you don't even have to go that far, man. The niggas also got their names on the book. Yeah, Matthew, David, Luke. This niggas told you it's them. You know what I'm saying? Just like me having a book, call it Lespri if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, no, we're not gonna talk about that yet, but I got something in the kitchen for you guys, man. Y'all gonna love this one, man. I'm putting my heart in it. Like everything I do, just so you know. But I think, you know what? This is good to talk about too, man. It's like I'm finding my transition. Your writing is different, bro. And I know a lot of you guys already know that, but it was just like, because now I'm like, I'm mastering how to write as I talk, because the one thing I was realizing, like my writing was so serious, man. Like what the fuck? Know what I'm saying? It was straight up. I was getting into it, breaking shit down, which is good though. But nah, we're gonna add some flavor in that shit, man. So, it's a transitional period for me too, man. It's like I had to redo a few things. But anyway, none of your business. Just know you're gonna love it, nigga. Like what you're getting here is what you're gonna read, nigga. I'm saying in terms of the personality and everything that is being, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how we're gonna do it. Hmm. So, um, what the fuck was I talking about again? So yeah, so we were talking about yeah. So we have other people who have done the research, but going back to what I was saying to there's something I said I was gonna go back to. What the fuck? Something I said I was gonna, but you also know, oh man, it's like the minute and spirit's been fucking me up too, man. Like it's so many things. Anyway, yeah, let's just slow it down. Let's slow it down. So, there's multiple ways of expressing it, and here's where okay, that's another point that I needed to also make too. By me, let's just say I didn't, limit myself. I got into Buddhism, Krishna, whatever the fuck. I got into so many shit. I don't. Yeah, I don't even remember some of these shit. You know what I'm saying? But they all eventually grew outside of me too. That's how I know wisdom, all that shit. But anyway, um, then you realize they all complement each other. Like for me, I love the way the Indians were when they talking about. Oh, I meant to say to the Gita niggas, the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, these niggas are dope too, man. They're like, Lee, man. I mean, I'm surrounded by fucking wisdom, man. And especially this motherfucker Rumi, man. Y'all gotta check. And dude, this is gonna go to this dude or whoever the fuck you are, man. I'm glad you definitely got the fucking Kabbalion getting to Rumi too, man. I can't, what is that? What are they? But the bottom line is, and why I'm also doing this too, man. It's like it takes you beyond. For you to fully develop, man. You have to go beyond what you know. That's what the journey. That's what it pretty much entails, man. The growth. And that's what you're gonna get. But first, you need to have some basic understanding that's not going to block you. Because here's the thing with information, just like it is for everything else. And I got something else coming up on that too. Anything that is good can also be bad. It really comes down to how you're using it, bro. Information can set you free. Information can definitely lock your ass up. And that's what you see with certain information. When people are and that's what mind control is. It's two things. I could give you the things that put you in the mind control, or I give you the shit that set you free. But anyway, um, but I will talk about that because I got something attached to. In fact, this is gonna be, with the whole voodoo conversation that I want to have because I'm gonna keep this one short. I got some other business to do. You feel me? But I got you though. I got you. Well, I guess if you're watching this, just be prepared, know what to expect in the future, and that may also change too. Yeah, nigga, I go with the wing, nigga. That's where people who follow me, I tell them, hey man, good luck. hmm Every day is gonna be different, as every day is. So to track me, you're gonna have to track nature, and if you track nature, then you got me. Anyway, free game for those of you who's I don't know, man. Hmm. So let's summarize everything, right? So, oh, this is the thing I wanted to talk about. It was the Bible, guys, right? Because this is what happened to a lot of us. As you start to grow, learning about the history, or even, in fact, I don't know if I was gonna say what I was. Okay, I'm not gonna say what I was thinking about, but um, yeah. So I know for me. because of that, and I was seeking other books, right? And I was seeking, searching, and then you said, "Fuck the Bible now." Oh, that was a lie, but it's not a lie. I'm here to tell you. But if you do it, I knew. Now I understand what I was going through because now as I became wiser, meaning I find my middle point. Because when you this is the law of fucking rhythm too. You know what I'm saying? I was vacillating from different sides. You know what I'm saying? At one point, because you are seeking for yourself. It's part of the game. You ain't doing nothing wrong. Okay. So, but what happens was as you start to grow a little bit, and then you're seeing things, your sight's getting. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, this your sights, man, nigga. Depending on where you go are now, there's a lot more you need to see. And this is why, not to fuck up burst your fucking bubbles, do not throw away the Bible. The Bible is not against you, nigga. All you need is a different perspective. You just need to turn the other cheek, because listen, think about it this way too. Some of the Bible's stuff are from other books too. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not the issue. The issue is your understanding of what you think this is. That's where the issue is. And I swear to you, and I promise you, man, you'll see the wealth of wisdom in the Bible once you share. You know what I'm saying? Once you just change your perspective. In fact, it would be so vivid. It would be so, oh, you'll see the wisdom. It would be so live. You'll become it. Because the whole purpose of any sacred text is for you to become the best version of yourself. That's why you need to understand why you have God in your life, man. Having God in our lives helps us to make better decisions, make better choices, because now you are no longer looking at things from just a physical perspective, but you're looking at it from a divine perspective. But also it helps you to become aligned with a higher purpose, a higher order, or the order of Melchizedek, or higher order that is, or higher intelligence that is around you. This is why people who are not, let's just say, born again, or who have not discovered who they are, from the very beginning, you just go by material shit. And once you know who you are, bro, you see the divine in you. There's no way you can't look at material things the same way anymore. That's the beginning of your process of being born again. And then as you delve more into that, listen, you know what I'm saying? You truly become the illuminated one. So you can also see some of the pictures, the portrait that would, have Jesus being, surrounded by light or being illuminated. That's the Illuminati. That is you. Once you know who you are. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it really irks me. Not really, but it's like it's stupid to what you calling Illuminati. These niggas are doing dumb shit, and you calling them illuminated. What's illuminated about? I don't know. Let's just say I'm gonna make you rich, but I gotta fuck you. What's illuminated about that, man? Meanwhile, the true Illuminati is in your book. It's right in front of you. And you have the potential to become that, but you have to align yourself with that higher order. This is where the Christ consciousness comes in. But anyway, not for me to go too much into that, but for you to understand, listen, man, religious, like when you start looking at it from a greater perspective, I mean, it's all good, bro. And then when you understand, even in culture too, I know for me, I learned that, right? You could learn from other cultures, man. It would add to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like me being Haitian, I'll give you a perfect example. Shit. I do some of my Haitian shit now. I mean, they're not the traditional way anymore because I've learned about other cultures, but it didn't take away nothing Haitian from me though. I'm so Haitian like a motherfucker. But hey, nigga, I like my little artichoke, man. I like my, you know what I'm saying? I like my little capers. I like other bullshit. You know what I mean? It didn't take away from me. You know what I mean? In fact, I add that shit to my griot, nigga. You know what I mean? Man, I got creative with my shit now. There's no takeover, just none of that, man. So that's why I know for me, when anybody, if you tell me your God is better than my God, I'm like, oh, okay, shit, okay, fine. You already got me. You don't even need to proceed to show me references. You already got me. And this is what they do to you as well. They showing you this is where it says that in the Bible. Like, nigga, okay. Now, if this is not the best way to talk about mind control, I don't know what is. You see what I'm saying? I guess in so many words, and as I was walking by, yeah, I got kicked in the behind. You know what I'm saying? Poor Haitian nigga. I got kicked in the behind, and then I somehow ended up being here telling you about that little bit of a story. You know what I'm saying? So that way, if somehow, you know what I'm saying, just giving you my perspective, my 2 cents, my perspective on what I call religion or being a religious person, not the dogmas, but the greater, I'm looking at the picture, the ultimate impact it has on you. But just like we all are different, there's different ways of expressing it. And that's what you see in fucking religion. So that's why to say, or even to convert, even to try to convert somebody into somebody else's religion, that's. I mean, listen. I guess let's just take it one step at a time here, right? Let's build this understanding, and then you realize the truth is the truth. It's not to convince you of anything, but it's to add value to whatever the fuck you already doing. You know what I'm saying? If your God is about love, I don't think your God would have an issue with Jesus, would he? Or if your God is all about love, I don't think your God would have an issue with Buddha, would he? And if he doesn't, I can understand why you wouldn't either. That's what I'm trying to point out to you. And that little part right there alone, it requires for you to wake up to it. And once you do, then you realize everything at this point is serving you, my friend. They all complement each other. There are certain things I love about fucking the Gita that I was talking about when they talk about being their term is devotion. You're devoted to God. Oh, I'm in love with that. You can't tell me nothing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me nothing. And of course, I don't have any. It's not like I was keeping tab or anything. But as I talk, sometimes, I know for me, I'll give you another perfect example. A lot of other cultures, yeah, they tell you, how the world is, there is an illusion, right? But the Indians were the ones who said it best. Of course, the Egyptian says it, and so many other people say it, but not the way these motherfuckers said it, at least to me. That's why when I'm talking about, I always talk about Maya, the illusion, because the way that they describe the shit and I'm looking at it, I'm like, nah, that's exactly what it is. Because they're not telling you the world is not real. And that's where I think a lot of people don't really understand that. Or if you call this world being fake, that's not true. For you to say this world is fake, so there's a real one. What this world is a fucking illusion. Meaning, you see, you looking at me, for you to know me or to know who I am, it takes more than just you knowing what I look like. That's what illusion is. There is more to what you see. That's why you're living in a fucking illusion. A bitch with a fat ass doesn't mean she can raise your kids. Then now beauty becomes something else. How do you look at yourself? Because that's also going to determine beauty. But what I'm saying is, too, that's why we say not judging a book by its cover. But some other people would say, why would you have the cover on the book? But that's because the cover will never justify the book. It may look good, it may look whatever the fuck, but you're going to have to go, you got to read the book, though. And even this world that you're looking at, nothing is what it seems. The world is not as material as you think it is. Yes, we have this material shit. Yeah. That's when quantum physics now is telling you this is condensed energy. And where that shit comes from, too? Our fucking mind. And our interpretation and even the use of that. It's all mental. Regardless of what religion you're a part of, it's to bring the best out of you, not to be limited by your material bondage, but you're seeking for something higher, greater. That's ultimately what they're seeking for, but they're falling short, as you can see. They're falling short because they're not truly being who they are. They're gossiping about other people. They're looking at other people's dress. So, in other words, what they're truly doing is they're using the name of God in vain for material shit. Now, that's idol worship, not the other way around. Not when you see niggas wearing this or having that, not the other way around. Again, this is for the great listeners, man, because we speak for the great listeners. You know what I mean? And to the great listeners, man, it's for you, man. You know, the ones who hear things a certain way. It's for you. You already know. So with all of that being said, I already told you how I got here. Now I need to get the fuck out of here. All right. But with all of that being said, man, I gotta give you a few tools, man. As if what I just gave you was nothing. But don't worry about it. Anybody ask, you know what I'm saying? That's none of their business. All right. You put this in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Make sure before you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you don't eat at just anybody's house. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know a little bit, I mean, about what I know and how I was raised, oh man, the very person, oh man, she does kitchen magic. She didn't know I would know. And I love her for it too, man. Yo, listen, those were some of the best food I've ever had. Not only I have eaten her food, I shitted that shit too, nigga. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say to you, listen, you can only be great at what you love. Why would you not want to be great? And why would you not want to do something you love? Take that with you, okay? And here's something else too, man. If you're not true to yourself, you're always gonna be forced to somebody else. Okay? So if you're gonna be true to you, if you're gonna be false to you, you'll never be true to somebody else, man. So that's why you need to be true to you. You know what I'm saying? Then you ain't got to worry about nothing else. You feel me? You got to hit it where it hurts. You got to stick it where it hurts, man. You got to stay dangerous too, baby. Stay alert, man. At any given time, what you don't know is always gonna get you. You feel me? You know what I mean? You gotta have eye in the back of your head. Do what you gotta do. But also, man, listen. This one here, this I'm saying that one to you for a reason because this is one of the ones like you know what I'm saying like when I really woke up to that one and everything I'm telling you here though like it's gonna sound good but when you wake up to it though you gotta wake up to it. Saying don't worry when you wake up to it, man. The remedy of the pain, it's in the pain. You know what I'm saying? It's like it would feel like it's burning, and then let it settle in, baby. I shan't, Mali.